Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special Black History Month edition of Maps and Graps. Chats and Graps because it's an interview. I'm super excited to be here, obviously, because one, I love wrestling, and two, I'm Black. but I'm your host, Lyric Sweet, and I have a very special guest, somebody that I've talked to before, but never a video interview that you all have gotten to see. So super excited. We have Kevin Knight here. How are you today?
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Just trying to stay active, trying to stay busy. Can't be doing too much. How's everything with you?
Hey, I'm holding on. That's all I got.
That's all we can do. That's all we
That's
can do for real.
that's all I got. But the year has just started. I feel like there's a lot going on in the world of wrestling. But before we look towards the future, let's look back towards the past. So last year you competed in your first Best of Super Juniors tournament. You
Yep.
did the Junior Tag League, All Star Junior Fest. You
True.
did Impact. So, how was it last year for you? Like, what are some of the highlights of the year that you're really proud of and things that you're looking to continue?
Yeah, last year was I say it's like me getting my feet wet really in this business again because I was in Young Lion for so long and then I only did the Indies a year before that. So last year was my really first year of me being myself again and just rediscovering and just getting that experience up under my belt. And definitely, for highlights, the winning the tag team gold, the IWGP Junior Tag titles was definitely, number one on the list. When they told me who was doing that, it was like, oh, what? Really? We doing this? So it was like a surreal type of moment, just going back to my hotel room and seeing that belt just on my dresser and everything. In the Super Junior tournament, definitely got me mentally and physically prepared for what I need to the level that I need to be at the top of this business. I got to see where everybody's at. I got to see where I was at, and just really scope out the business and just get that tour experience of doing those single matches night after night after night, those long drives in between. So um, last year was definitely a great learning experience with Impact too. Getting the TV experience and being in that locker room and just seeing how they do things on an American side. It's like I had two brains last year. Whenever I was in Japan, I had to work the Japanese style and cater to that type of crowd. I was back in the Impact. I was like, oh, okay, this is a whole different style. It's American TV style. So it was like I'm learning so many things all at once, and it was a great experience.
So we talked about this before. I think right after Best of the Super Juniors, after you did that tour in Japan, about like
Mhm.
how the Japanese audience like has really embraced you. But then you went back for Super Junior Tag League, and it seems like they love you like even more. So like, what's that crowd? What's that like? Like that relationship, like you're building, with the Japanese audience. It seems like every tour you do in Japan, they're getting more and more invested in you, and they want to see more of you.
Yeah, it's not gonna lie, it's a little bit intimidating just because I don't know the language all too well, and I know they want to connect with me as much as they can. So I just try to learn as much from Kushida and see how he deals with fans and everything out there, and just try to emulate that. And he teaching me Japanese and everything on the side, so I try to say what I can to the fans to try to make that connection. So he's always giving me little phrases and things to say just to make that connection. So I'm honestly grateful. And since I am a baby face, I cater to the crowd. I'm always just having a big smile, being a nice person because in Japan, they're so respectful. They're so respectful of not just wrestlers, just of people in general. And it's such a refreshing mood when you go over there and just see how they operate. It's definitely a whole different world. And me, I've never been indulged in Japanese culture like that. I never really watched anime and everything growing up. So it's such a new and humbling experience for me. Every time I go over there, I'm just like, okay, I'm learning something every single day. So it's a great. You've been over there too, so you know the mannerisms and everything. It's like a whole different world out there. So
Yeah, I remember like obviously when I was about to go, like I told you, you were like the people are just so humble, but
yeah,
it's a completely different experience. Like when you're there, like I remember at Ria Goku, I was outside of the Stardom show, and I guess I must have looked lost or something. And this old man came up to me, like he didn't understand the language. He was trying to teach me Japanese on spot. It was just like,
Yeah,
are you okay and stuff like that. And it's just like, it's so cool, like, of just how people are just so welcoming and want to make sure that, like, you're having a good time, like,
yeah.
as a visitor. So it's very different a lot of times, like, from American crowds and audiences and drama. But
It is, and they're so not badging on the American fans. They're so clean. They are
yes,
so clean. Not just wrestling fans, but just the culture in general. Like they take that serious, and I very much appreciate it. And it's a lot more women out there that are into wrestling than
yeah,
in the States. I definitely noticed that. It's crazy.
it was interesting. Like, one thing that I said that, and I think I tweeted this as soon as, like, I got back. I was like, they have women's only sections. We need that.
Yeah.
We need that real bad, real bad. And
Nah, for sure.
it's so interesting about, like, the cleanliness part is because they don't really have almost any public trash cans, but
Yeah,
yet the streets are
yeah.
completely clean.
Clean.
So apparently, I was told, like, it's a social contract essentially that everybody just agrees to pick up their own trash, take it with them, and just keep the place clean. Because I think it came out of the fact
How
that,
simple is that?
yeah, trash cans were used as, like, I guess, bomb threats, like, so
Mm.
that's why they removed the public trash cans. And they just got society on board to just stay clean and pick up their stuff. Like, isn't that crazy?
Right, right. It could be so simple. It could be so simple.
I was there for 9 days, and I kid you not, I think I might have seen one loose piece of trash, like one random bottle. Maybe
Literally,
one.
literally.
It was
And
absolutely insane.
the only trash cans you'll see outside are like right outside a local convenience store, something like that. Because I heard it's just like you said, a social contract. It's like frowned upon to eat in public or eat while you're walking on a sidewalk. So like things like that contribute to them being as clean as they are on the streets. And even subway and train bathrooms are like pristine, clean. Truck stop. It's
They got
crazy.
bidets.
They got bidets. I'm not into that, but they got the bidets, and I bring my baby wipes and everything. But
It was also funny too because it got like the I thought that was really funny about, like, the toilets over there. They have the it has, like, the sound system on it, so you can
yeah,
have
yeah,
privacy.
yeah,
Like, it's a sound system, and you can, like, adjust the volume, like, if it's getting a little too loud in there, or something.
yeah.
You just to give you extra privacy. I said, and this is just in the, like, y'all got this in the random, like, train bathrooms.
Yes,
This is insane.
Japan
Like,
is. They're
and it's
definitely on another level. Yeah,
me.
it's crowded. It's crowded out there in Tokyo and Osaka. I mean, obviously you have your country towns in between, but definitely Tokyo. It's like just like New York City.
Yeah, that was so interesting to me. I really enjoyed how it feels like they care about all of the little things, like, and I think even, like, with the wrestling fan experience too,
Mm.
just like, it's very, they typically give you a program when you walk in. It feels like church almost, like, like,
Right, right.
you get this beautiful program when you walk in, like, everybody gets more than enough time to, like, head off to their seats. People will help you, like, if in America, like, if you need help finding your seat, they just gonna, like, direct you.
Like what?
They walked me to my seat. Walked me. This is where you go. This is where you go. It doesn't matter if it's halfway across the arena. I'm gonna walk you to your seat and sit you down.
Yes, they are very humbling, extremely nice people. It's crazy. It's crazy to see.
Definitely. So we talked about the year that you've already had, and also, like, your win of IWGP Gold was historic, becoming one of the only black wrestlers to ever hold IWGP Gold in Japan. But moving on to this year, obviously the New Japan landscape has changed drastically in just a couple
To
of
say the
months.
least.
Exactly. Obviously, the face of the company, Kazuchika Okada, has announced that he is leaving. Tama Tonga is leaving. So there's a lot of change, but there's also a lot of young talent, and you being a part of that. So how do you think that the younger generation can and will step up? Because I think in both the junior heavyweight division and the heavyweight division, there's a lot of gaps that need to be filled. And so, what
For
do you think
sure.
about it?
I think it's just time to step up for everybody in the new generation. This is put up or shut up, is our backs against the wall type of thing. The thing I love about our generation is that we're just so different from the previous generation. We got Shota, Narita, Suji, Umura, you got the War Dogs, you got me, you got Master Watto. There's so many different flavors within the new generation. Leo, whenever he's on the tour, Teton. So I think it's really a space and opportunity for us to create ourselves, and it's really just on us. There's no excuses. So anything is just on us. So it's just we get to create our own path and really establish who we are just as a character, as New Japan staples. You know what I mean? It's just a fresh new slate. I wish we could come in and take the torch from somebody, but now we just get to just establish our own power and everything, and just bring our own flavor to New Japan Pro Wrestling. So I love a challenge, to be honest. So, and this is the biggest challenge of them all. Like you said, Okada left, Osprey, Tonga, Jay White even leaving last year. So it's a lot of foreigners and it's a lot of big shoes to fill. But I think our generation's ready for it.
That's that's so important because and we've talked about this before, but in the a couple years ago when New Japan was in a similar situation, when AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura leaves, it becomes uncertain of like what's going to happen, and it ends up being the golden era of New Japan and like
Exactly.
one of the most prosperous eras because people stepped up. You have people like Kenny Omega who moved from junior heavyweight to heavyweight during that time. Um, Okada went on the run of a lifetime. There was so many people who really took that brass ring at that time. That was when Bullet Club got popular, was super popular. The Elite was getting super popular. So there's history always says that whenever these type of gaps happen, the talented and the determined are always going to rise to the top. And so this
For
year,
sure.
obviously, you're going to be back in Japan. I heard on commentary a few nights ago, Chris Charlton was talking about how he's really excited to see you back soon in
Shout
Japan.
out to Chris. Shout out to
Yes,
Charlton.
he said that fans are excited to see you back super soon. So what are you looking to one accomplish, and what are you trying to do differently this year? Like what does the jet look like
In
2024? And that's the most
2024, last year, like I said, I was really just getting my feet wet within the environment, scoping out the land, but and just learning. Every time I had a match, I would just sit back and just listen to however they'll put things together, especially Kushida. Just he's done so much in New Japan and just in wrestling in general. So I try to pick his brain as much as I can. Even with the language barrier, I just see how he moves and everything, just how he thinks. So I was really just discovering who I am last year, but this year I'm more settled in who I am, more solidified, and I know who I am as a person and as a wrestler. And the Jet is looking to take over. Just how you just said with the new generation, it's nothing but space and opportunity, or at least establish my dominance. We got the Super Juniors coming up. If they still consider me a junior, I would love to be in that division. And I'm looking for gold. This year, 2024 is all about singles gold. So last year I experienced a tag team gold. Now I just needed to solidify myself in that type of wrestler. The best of Super Juniors is the best opportunity or biggest opportunity in New Japan. So I'm looking for Dominion. I'm looking to come for a Despy, whoever is the IWGP Junior Tag, the Junior Heavyweight Champion, who's ever at the top. I got to take that torch from them. It's already written, and in this point in my career, it's just time for me to just show the world what I'm about, and I'm ready for it. So.
period. Already written. And you said something interesting. If they still consider you a junior, so do you think that there's a possibility of you moving to heavyweight at any point? Like, I think there's been a lot of talk of a lot of people possibly moving to heavyweight, obviously with the new changes and everything. But
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
something you're interested in at some point.
Well, look, I'm here to like I said, establish my dominance and do everything within New Japan. So if the first step is getting that IWGP Junior Heavyweight title and then moving up, even being an open weight. I can do both, heavyweight and junior. I know a lot of people have done that in the past. Shingo, Osprey, just to name a few. So if they could do it, why can't I? So yeah, heavyweight is definitely the move. Somewhere in near future. I feel I got the build for it. I got the height for it. So I feel like in the very near future, or it may take a minute. I don't know what the new rules and regulations are, man. To ask Gato son. Uh, But hey, I'm ready for either in the division. I'm not scared of nobody. It's I know it's a lot of competition up there in the heavyweight division, but it's feasible. I didn't put in the work, so I believe myself.
Absolutely. And also you talked about Kushida, who's signed full time to TNA now. So do
Yes.
you think that will you be like in intergalactic jet setters a lot this year, or do you think that this year is going to be a lot of opportunity for you to branch out as a singles competitor?
I can't speak on what's going to happen in the future because the future already happened. So I just need to let y'all watch it unfold. Me and Kushida been everywhere and nowhere, so we know what's going on. So I always got trust in my mans. But now recently, sorry about that. Recently we just tagged up, linked up at TNA, and we're facing the system. That's our biggest problem right now, is always working against the system. So whenever we get to tag together, it's the best. As, we feed off of each other's energy, whether it's in America or Japan. So um, yeah, I can't speak on what's gonna happen. You just got to let it unfold.
I will say I think that last year you've always been a really good team, but I think that like by junior tag league last year, I think everything clicked. Like I think those were the best performances I've seen out of you two as a team. So I definitely think that there's definitely more juice to that orange, you know.
Most def, we got to hop back in the time machine and go back to the future. So we got something set up.
Absolutely. So, speaking of also this year it seems that well, not it seems, it's obvious that this year you broke out with some new gear, with the
You
white
know,
and everything.
okay.
So you're changing up your look. So what are you looking, so presentation wise, what are you looking to like show fans? What are you looking to like show about yourself as the Jet this year? Like what is the message that you're trying to send from the presentation to the wrestling, the whole package?
The whole package, the whole presentation. The Jet is just, you know, somebody that's not from here. He's been here before, but he's not from here. And just with the whole new gear and everything, with the white and the two fly on the side, even changing the hair and everything. We're in the experimental phase. I call myself like the a flyentist, a fly scientist. You know what
I
I
like
mean?
that.
So it's like if Cameron meets Doc Brown from Back to the Future. It's like mix of that too. So it says we speak in science, but we also fly at the same time. So that's the best way I could describe
I like that.
it.
So we talked about, what you want out of this future. You talked about what you've done in the past. Let's talk about specifically the topic at hand, which is Black History Month. Obviously, it's been a very, 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 I would say, prosperous year. Last year and a
For
half,
sure.
specifically for Black wrestlers, and so we've talked about it before, but it just seems like there's more and more opportunities and more success going around in multiple companies. And so, in 2024, what does Black history mean to you specifically as it relates to wrestling?
I think 2024, what Black History means, we can't just be put into a box anymore. Um, because before they were able to control the narrative of how we're presented, how it should be on television or wherever promotion that we're at. And now it's so many, just like you said, so many prominent Black wrestlers and so many different promotions. There's so many different flavors of us. You can't just say, "Oh, he's just a good Black wrestler. He's a good entertainer. He's just athletic." No, there's so many other facets of us that make us who we are. And I think just us getting that platform and time and respect has shown that, because we're not all one stereotype. We're not a monolith. You know what I mean? Like that one Key and Peele skit. But we're we're definitely I feel like even with shows like Ashay, shout out to Darius Lockhart, so many different people in the WWE, AEW, even Moose now is the world champion. Like there's so many different top guys, top women that are African American, Black, whatever you want to call us, and it's just inspiring to see us at that level because we deserve that respect. You can't just say, "Oh, this is good for a Black wrestler." So it's 2024 is a year of um, um, just keeping on that path. We're not just one thing.
Yeah, speaking of Moose, you had a fantastic match with him in Impact last year.
Yeah,
That
still recovering from that one. Still recovering. It's
if people have not seen that, please go out and look. That was an excellent match. And
for
also
sure.
your matches with Speedball, I would say were really.
Another one still recovering from them kicks
I
and
will say
leaping.
the one from All Star Junior Fest was crazy. I thought you were gonna die. Not gonna lie. But
Nah, he know what he doing.
yes, I agree with everything you said regarding Black wrestlers, and specifically to see like Black wrestlers make an impact. No pun intended. Uh, Places like Japan and all over the world, and you see the reactions that they're getting at places like the Royal Rumble, AEW, All in London. Like, there's just so much, I think, fan investment right now that should have always been there, but it's definitely there now. Like, I remember you got to go to Arena Mexico a couple months ago.
Right, right, right.
How was that? Like,
That was an amazing experience, and I honestly can't wait to go back because wrestling is so different in every country, continent. In America, it's all about the showmanship, and fans are trying to make chants and everything. In Japan, they're very quiet. They want to watch the techniques and everything. And in Arena Mexico for that 90th anniversary, it's a big party, big fiesta. So it was again an amazing experience to be able to perform in front of a sold out Arena Mexico, working with legends like Mystico, Rocky Romero by my side, and working with the new guys Massacre Dorada and Atlantis Jr. Um, um, it was so different because I never learned Spanish growing up. I took French in high school, so when the crowd is speaking to me, I can only understand a few words. So I got so many putos and whatever they were calling me because they don't like Americans. So it was a it was a crazy experience, and just to play that part of being a heel, even when the girls were out during my entrance, I was like, oh my god, I didn't know they were gonna be here for my entrance, type of thing. I thought it was just here for the main event. So like, and then hearing the announcers how they announce, I was like, all right, I don't know when to do my pose. I don't know when they're about to say my name, so I'm just in there freestyling. So I wasn't nervous at all when I was in the Mexico because um, it just made me feel very comfortable because they were already lit. So I'm just feeding off of their energy. So Arena Mexico is definitely one of the top three experiences I've had in wrestling. It was dope.
I think the Mexican style is just so fluid, like it's
Yes.
very fluid, very natural. Like what you see is what you get, and so like that's still on my bucket list. Like I've done Wembley, I've done the Tokyo Dome, but Arena Mexico is still like that one that I think
Yeah.
need to do. And I remember I looked at the videos and pictures, and like a lot of times you can tell like that people are doing a good job. You can tell that people are having a good time, but I think a lot of times in wrestling it's rarely do you get to tell when wrestlers are genuinely having fun, but you
Mm.
can tell that everybody was having a blast, a blast. And you talked about you
Definitely.
rarely get to ever work heel, but you got
Mhm.
to in this sense. So, like, how did you like it? How do you like being a heel? How
Oh,
do you enjoy it?
oh, I love being a heel. It's because you can just let loose. You can just let loose. I don't have to get the people behind me. I can do things just to aggravate them. The little brother in me comes in. I just get to antagonize whoever I'm with in the ring and just antagonize the crowd. So I got great experience doing that. So I love being a baby face is great and getting the cheering and reactions from them. But when you're a heel, you just get to lean into just all the dark side of you, and everybody got that side to them. So it's just you get to lean into that side and just I don't want the people to like me at all anyway. So it's just cool just to see that other side and just and you get to slow down a lot more. So I definitely wasn't tired. I was like, all right, I can get used to this. But we know we're gonna keep it cute for now. We're gonna keep it nice. But anytime anybody want to ruffle my feathers, just know I got that dark side to me.
Which side do you think is closer to who you are actually as a person?
That's a great question. That's a great question. I'm definitely most of the time babyface, like on the outside presenting. But when I'm by myself, and I'm just chilling, I'm definitely on the dark side. But I'm not gonna let it out. I get it out through my working out or through wrestling and da 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 da. So I have healthy ways to get my heellessness out. Um,
That's me too. Hey, I get
yeah,
it. I
we
get
all
it.
got that, stress, traffic, anything get to you. So it's just anything that builds up, you know, take that out in the ring.
Who do you become in traffic?
Who do I become in traffic? I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I turned real belligerent. But I give it one big word and then I'm cool. I get back to my patient self. Come like I can't control what they doing, but insurance is high out here, so they can't be out here
Hey,
driving
listen,
reckless.
talk to him. That you're not wrong. Um, but switching gears a bit, so we talked about Black History, and you talked about the Ashe show, which I felt was, and I was there too, and I think that was a really great
I remember.
opportunity. Shout out to Darius for really highlighting the beauty of Black wrestling and Black talent. And it got a lot of underrated people were a part of it, and so this year, who are some Black wrestlers that you really hope are getting shine? Like they can be signed, they can be unsigned. Who do you really hope like really takes it to that next level this year?
Really takes it to that next level. Speaking of Ashe, there was a wrestler on there that I never seen before, and he just blew me away. Big athletic guy. His name is Big Time Yaya, and I think he has a great personality, a great look to him, with a great athleticism, and he was like something I've never seen before, to be honest. And he was dope. He was dope to see in person, and the way that North Carolina crowd was so behind him
Hmm.
was amazing to see in person. Um, um, just speaking from the Ashe show, and another young guy, I'm pretty sure he just got signed to WWE, but Jay Malachi, that guy is unbelievable, and he's like 19 years old. Unbelievable. He has the confidence, he has the swag, he has the look. So I believe whenever he makes that debut, people are gonna cling on to him like no other. Just like similar to how Oba Femi is right now with the North American champion. He's undeniable. You know what I mean? So it's dope to see like I said, so many different flavors of us shining in different ways. We're not just the big athletic guy or the flippy guy or the rapper dancer. There's so many layers to us, and just seeing that in such a younger generation too is amazing to see. So
I'm not gonna lie, I don't even watch WWE regularly, but I'm an Oba feminist.
nah, for sure.
I'm
He
an
got
Oba feminist.
presence.
That man got a future.
Yeah, he got presence for sure. Whenever he speak, I'm
Praise
like, okay, I'm listening. I'm listening.
exactly. It's just like like and it's rare when people who can just walk in a room, don't say nothing, and they just got it. But nah, I'm an Oba feminist.
Yeah, he got it. Yeah, Ex-
Definitely.
excited to see his journey too.
Um, and so I think I've hit almost all my questions, but I have one more.
Mhm.
Anybody? Well, anybody that you're looking to face this year? Somebody that you would like to face? Any card show that you would like to be on? Who are you looking to face this year? Dream opponents, dream
I
venues.
I always say like dream venue may be better, but because I'm not really into dream matches and everything, dream matches happen every day this year. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So you get a 5-star match today. There's gonna be another one next week. Then the week after that, then the week after that. So it's like I want to create moments with people, moments with the fans, and that's what I really want to concentrate this year on. But dream opponents, I can feel like I can make those moments with. I had a match with them last year, but we didn't have too much time. It was kind of on the fly as well too. And whenever he gets back healthy, back in the ring, I'm looking forward to facing my man Leo Rush again. It's because he was, somebody I always looked up to when I first started. So to be able to have that relationship in and outside of the ring just always makes it even better. And we think about wrestling the same as well too. So it kind of coincides with each other. Whether it's in New Japan, I feel like in the best of Super Juniors will go crazy because
Mhm.
it's not TV style. You know what I mean? It's a little bit different. So if we could set that up, that would be amazing. But like I said, I want to create more moments this year. Dream matches that happens every week. So
Yeah. Dream venues though. I think you said you
dream
have.
venue, yeah. I already did Arena Mexico, and I didn't even know about it until I got there. So that was a dream venue, and I didn't even know it until I got there.
Yeah.
But definitely Madison Square Garden.
Mhm.
I've always wanted to perform out there. I performed on Broadway um, a couple years ago with New Japan, but Madison Square Garden is like it's so historic.
Mhm.
Uh, and I was born in New York, and I just always knew about Madison Square Garden. And I think I've been there a few times, but to just watch, like my favorite Royal Rumble is from that venue. Just whenever they go to Madison Square Garden, just the stakes are always risen.
Yep.
And then now in present days, to Wembley looked dope. Just when I was looking at it, I was like, all of these people like all the way up there. You need a binocular to see those people up there. So,
It was
and I'm
crazy.
sure, yeah, you got to experience it in person. So I can only imagine what it's like for a performer to be there and just that.
Mhm.
Man, 80,000 people is crazy. I can't even imagine that in one setting. So those two venues just definitely got to get there.
It's like Wembley. It's a whole different ball game. Like it's a beautiful stadium that has that like the arch over it, and then
Yeah.
I'm one of those crazy people. So I had two tickets. So I had my press ticket, which is in the box, but I also had a floor seat because I said like, nah, I gotta experience this from the floor.
You got to. It's different. It's
Crazy,
different.
crazy. And I think like UK fans, they don't get European fans in general, don't get a lot of the big wrestling shows very often. So when they
That's
do,
true.
they are like rabid. They
I
literally,
bet.
these people literally were singing, screaming from the minute the door opened to after the fireworks at the end, like on the way out.
They got a different type of energy over there.
It's just live. Like it's constantly that energy. And I think it's some stuff like American fans take for granted, like,
Mm.
but like, they don't get shows very often. So like they're always that energy is insane. So yeah, I hope that you get to experience Wembley. I'm going back. I'm not no wrestler, but I'm going back. Have you
Yeah, for sure.
gotten to do the Tokyo Dome yet?
Oh, not yet, not yet. I've walked past it a couple times, and I've definitely added that to the venue list. Tokyo Dome, the next Wrestle Kingdom,
Yes.
and the one after that, and the one after that. So Tokyo Dome, Madison Square, Wembley. Tokyo Dome is obviously, the pinnacle.
Yes.
And you went to Tokyo Dome as well this year. You've been everywhere. How
I
was that?
I will say, like, I've been to, like you said, I've been to a couple of different ones, but that one, it just feels like almost hallowed ground. Like, I don't know. Like,
Wow.
it just because, like, you see a Hiroshi Tanahashi entrance in the Tokyo Dome, it really makes you want to cry. It's just like, it's just like, the big ramp. Like, one thing I love is the pageantry of it all. Like, like,
Yes.
everybody like really thinks really hard on their entrances, on their gears, like, and I'm a huge hater of the LEDification of wrestling. Like I really hate the over LED screens. Like I really,
Yeah, yeah.
but New Japan did a really good job of making the stage feel like not just super digital and not fake. So it's fantastic. Like what I didn't know it was a baseball arena.
Yeah, the Tokyo Dome is built around a big mall. They got a roller coaster all around the outside. They got a skating rink. They got a bowling alley. They got everything in there.
I
It's
know, like
crazy.
I went to Corkin. I did get to go to Corkin, but I didn't know like
Yeah,
it was all like a big entertainment complex. It felt like Frankie's Fun Park.
yeah. It's really like there's Six Flags over there. It's crazy.
Yeah, it was nuts. But yeah, the dome is crazy, but it's just hard to get around. Like it's just hard to get around because like, going from the press entrance to like and stuff like that, everything is just
Mm,
one big circle. So you literally
yeah,
have to
yeah.
walk. or you got to take one of them little, I don't know what they call, but the little golf carts.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, the golf carts
Exactly.
or the
Like,
birds.
so you got to take one of those to get around. But it's really like this huge baseball dome. But I definitely
Wow.
think that, I think you're going to get there. Have you seen the new belts? Do you like the new junior
The
heavyweight tag belts?
I like them, but I don't like who presented them. So I don't know if I can say publicly that I like them. So the War
That's a,
Dogs, we always got smoke for them. So
that's a good answer.
yeah. They look cool, but whoever wearing them, they not rocking it right. So I think it'll look better on me and Kushida, to be honest. Um, so yeah,
You
that's
know
my
what?
thoughts on
I have one more question to come off that.
it.
So, if you could ever customize your own belt, whatever, junior heavyweight, heavyweight, go whatever it might be.
Yeah.
What are you thinking? Have you ever thought about that? Like of what color, what strap you would use? Like, is that
To
something
be
you've ever thought of?
to be honest, I haven't really thought about it, but my one of my favorite belts is the black strap IC belt. I think I forgot what years those were in, maybe the 90s or something.
Hmm.
But the black strap always looked cool to me. It always looked cool to me. So I think we don't have enough of that in wrestling. All the belts. I'm not gonna say all the belts, but a lot of belts look similar in the type of way.
Yes.
But that was always one of my favorite belts. Of course, when I was younger, the spinner belt was like
Yes.
revolutionary at the time. So,
I had one, a toy one.
and also the world heavyweight champion, the WWE World
The
Heavyweight,
big gold one.
the big gold belt. I always liked the way it looked, just because it looks so different. So it's so many different styles and ways it can go. The global championship is kind of cool. It looks kind of modern. But I really like that the USA belt, the United States belt before it got changed. It
That's
looked
one
the
of my
red strap.
favorites of all time.
Yeah, it looks so different. So
And it
different.
looks expensive. Like, sometimes, like, I hate to say it, but like sometimes in wrestling these days, because everything looks the same, sometimes things look cheap. So, like that
Yeah.
one it looked very like expensive.
For sure, for sure.
Looks
But
like
restore the order. We'll
we're gonna
restore the
restore the
order.
order. Are you gonna do any orange? No, no orange.
We get an orange stripe holographic maybe on the side, but orange pops a lot. Orange
It
pops.
does.
So you got to be
Everybody can't rock
careful.
that
Yeah, you got to be careful with the orange. So that got to be a special made belt. Maybe I can talk to Gato. We can get something in the works.
for sure. But
Mhm.
thank you so much for coming on. This was great. I'm super glad that you were able to join me. Where can the people find you and keep up with you and all the stuff that you're doing this year?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter. I'm on the IG. I can't do TikTok. That's too much for me. That's too
Me
much. I don't
neither.
understand. I don't understand it, to be honest. But I'm at Jet2Fly with two Y's. So get me on the IG, the Twitter. I'm still on Facebook. I still be posting on there every once in a while. I think my name is still Jet Knight, my old indie name. But we're connected. YouTube, Jet2Fly as well. So anywhere you can find me, I'm on there. LinkedIn, you see me everywhere.
All right. Okay, LinkedIn.
So
As always, you all can find me at Lyric Wrestling on Twitter and Instagram, at Lyric Swin on YouTube. Thank you so much. There's going to be tons more Black History Month content coming. I'm super excited because not only is it Black History Month, it's my birthday month. So
hey,
I get a 2-for-1 special here, but super thankful. Thank you for all tuning into the show. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you all later. Bye.